Commerce Alive Today presents
Kaufmann's. Kaufmann's was founded in Pittsburgh in 1871 by brothers Morris Jacob and Isaac Kaufmann as a small South Side men's store. In 1877 the brothers moved downtown to a location that became known as the Big Store. In the first half of the 20th century the store was owned by Edgar J. Kaufmann. For a time Kaufmann's was the most prominent of 7 department stores in downtown Pittsburgh, which included Kaufmann and Bear, founded by cousins of the original Kaufmann's founders Horns Boggs and Buell, Frank and Saders Rosenbaums and Boggs and Buell of Allegheny Center. In 1913 Morris Kaufmann and his son Edgar bought out the other family members and incorporated Kaufmann's. Isaac Ludwig and Nathan Kaufmann partnered with Morris and Julius Bear to start a new department store, Kaufmann and Bear Company. They built the 13-story 700,000 square foot building at the corner of 6th and Smithfield in downtown Pittsburgh. The store opened on March 18, 1914, advertising that there was no connection with any other store. On December 2, 1925, Gimbel Brothers purchased Kaufmann and Bear Company with the store name updated to Gimbel's on January 3, 1928. Betis Incorporated, a tobacco conglomerate, purchased the entire Gimbel's chain in 1974. In 1986, after years of declining sales, Betis announced that Gimbel's was for sale. Unable to find a buyer for the entire chain, Betis closed the unprofitable Gimbel's Pittsburgh division, closing all of its locations and selling the properties except for some of the high-profit Gimbel's locations in shopping malls rebranded as Kaufmann's stores. With Edgar J. Kaufmann remaining as president, the Kaufmann's chain was acquired by the St. Louis, Missouri-based May Company Department Stores in 1946. The Kaufmann's division operated stores in Pennsylvania, New York, Ohio, and West Virginia. The Kaufmann's chain dominated its local region, absorbing several other department stores including Strauss in 1986, based in Youngstown, Ohio, Sibley's in 1991, based in Rochester, New York, May Company, Ohio in 1992, based in Cleveland, Ohio, which had merged with Onals in 1989, in Akron, Ohio, and in 1995 the remnants of McCurdy's stores of Rochester and Hess's of Allentown, Pennsylvania. Kaufmann's was the main sponsor of the Celebrate the Season parade, which ran through downtown Pittsburgh at its inception in 1980. The parade was held the Saturday after Thanksgiving for 32 years, with Macy's taking over the sponsorship after purchasing May/Kaufmann's in 2006. The parade included balloons, musical acts, and celebrities for the main acts in front of the Kaufmann's Fifth Avenue flagship store. In February 2014, Macy's announced it would end its partnership with WPXI as main sponsors of the parade. Pittsburgh Public Schools sponsored the parade with WPXI from 2014-2016. In 2002, the Kaufmann's store's Pittsburgh business headquarters closed and its back office operations were consolidated into those of Filene's department stores in Boston. In 2005, Federated Department Stores Incorporated agreed to buy May Department Stores Company for $11 billion. Designed by architect Charles Bickel, the Kaufmann's flagship store was built in 1887 at 400 Fifth Avenue in downtown Pittsburgh. Known as the Big Store, it continued to undergo several expansions and renovations in later years. By 1916, the architects Jansen and Abbott designed a larger white terracotta sheathed edition that included a large public clock at the corner. In the late 1920s, Edgar J. Kaufmann commissioned a redesign of the main floor of the department store. Local architect Benno Jansen and his partner William Cocken rose to the challenge. At one point, the building was the largest department store in Pittsburgh, with 12 retail floors and spanning an entire downtown city block. It eventually reached 13 floors and covered 1.2 million square feet. Kaufmann commissioned Frank Lloyd Wright to design his executive offices on the top floor of the Big Store, as well as his country house Fallingwater in 1934 at the company's Bear Run retreat in Pennsylvania. The office interior was saved and reinstalled in the Victoria and Albert Museum in London. He also commissioned architect Richard Neutron to design the Desert Kaufmann House in 1946 in Palm Springs, California. Kaufmann's flagship big store had a landmark outdoor clock at 5th Avenue and Smithfield Street that existed since the building was first constructed. The original clock was installed in 1887 and was freestanding with 4 dials. With the expansion of the store in 1913, the current clock was installed. The clock is a Pittsburgh icon and is often featured in visual materials representing and marketing the city. It immediately became a popular downtown meeting place with the oft-used phrase, "Meet me under Kaufmann's clock." In 1983, the clock was the site of a political media spectacle between City Councilman Jeep Deepasquale and Councilwoman Michelle Madoff, wherein Madoff challenged Deepasquale to meet her under the clock and make good on a promise after a tax she proposed raised funds he didn't believe possible. Both the Kaufmann's flagship building and the clock are designated as Pittsburgh historical landmarks. In 2013, for the clock's 100th anniversary, Macy's sold merchandise and redecorated the store's windows along Smithfield Street with photos of the iconic clock from over the years, including one that featured the results of a contest held by the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette in which readers submitted their best memories of meeting under Kaufmann's clock. Macy's also held a weekend of festivities, including a block party on Smithfield Street in front of the store. Following the purchase by Macy's in 2006, USA Today ran an article about the regional chains merging into Macy's, which featured memories from Pittsburgh residents about the store and the clock. As girls in their best dresses and Mary Jane shoes, they rode streetcars downtown to the 11-story Kaufmann's department store here. Jean Wenner, 81, and her friends grew up on Kaufmann's, meeting under the store's ornate clock, lunching at the TikTok restaurant, and bringing their own children to the Secret Santa. The Kaufmann's flagship store was rebranded as Macy's after the company acquired Kaufmann's parent company in 2005. Several Kaufmann's holiday traditions continued to prevail after the company was taken over by Macy's, including animated Christmas windows and Santa Land. As of 2006, several Kaufmann's flags were still visible on the building. On July 13, 2015, Macy's announced it sold the downtown property to Core Realty, ending the building's use as a department store after 128 years on September 20, 2015, with plans to redevelop the building for mixed use. The new development, which includes apartments, restaurants, and a hotel, was slated to open in late 2017 but was delayed because the building was without a permanent power source. As of August 2018, restaurant, hotel, and apartment owners were expecting to be able to allow occupants by the end of the year. By April 2020, the project was still unfinished and to be sold to another development company. In 2020, Target Corporation announced they will open a 22,000 square foot location on the first floor of the former Kaufmann's space by Christmas 2021. A second major tenant is currently being looked at for the second floor space. In total, the upper floors have been redeveloped into 311 apartments as well as a 410-space parking garage.
Kaufmann's presents Splashdown 88, a new wave of swimsuits for the season. Sophisticated, bright, stretch, texture, color block, details, hot. See the new wave of swimsuits during Splashdown 88 at Kaufmann's.
If you have any fond memories, please indicate it at the comments below. Thanks for watching, subscribe, and like.